What if this was someone in your family that had a chronic illness that they could not get away from?
Millions of Americans live with a disease that has no cure.
I was diagnosed with a rare form of sarcoma. The most immediate findings indicated that I should lose my leg. It ended up taking 4 clinical trials in 25 years to get me to this point.
Cures are within reach if we invest in funding for life-saving medical research that's needed to find them.
Even if they're unsuccessful in my treatment, that they will have learned from my treatment that will be able to allow others to stand on my shoulders to be able to be helped.
Join the fight for cures. Tell your elected representatives to support American medical research. Visit unitedforcures.org/action to send a letter today. Paid for by United for Cures Action.
And welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Vanessa The Vivacious show. It has been a hot minute, and I'm not talking just like Texas hot. I'm talking like Hades, island full of sun bursting fire with little trees and shrubbery all just consumed by flames. So it's been a long time to be more succinct. Anyway, welcome. So glad to have you. I've decided to get back on the horse, so to speak, and do more shows because it has been far too long. I have, Facebook page that's been sitting there with no episodes. We have iTunes, which has been sitting there since about April, I think, of maybe last year. Not even 100%. But what I do know is that it is time for new shows, new material, better equipment. Thank God. Though even that is a topic on its own. So we'll get to that later. But as always, I like to begin with a little music, preferably something with guitars in it, maybe a little bit of a beat. So I hope you enjoy this show and get ready to have a chat. Welcome. And might I add, welcome.
Outside, looking in, I really wasn't sure what I was getting. Between the high waves on the sea, waiting for something to get to me. I wasn't sure what I was hoping for, you see. But you act like gravity and you are pulling me. 'Cause you know what I want, baby. You know everything that gets me going. You know what I want, baby.
Well, all right, music. Yeah. How about that? It's always good to get the show started with something, just a little something, something. Now, on to pressing business. Where have I been? Good question. So, I have been all over the place. I do a daytime job, which pays the bills. Most of us have those. If you don't, I highly recommend getting one that you can, deal with. If you are looking, I wish you the best. And for some dear friends all over the country that are out of work, I'm hoping for them and praying for them that they get work soon. So, that being said, I have been busy, busy, busy in my day job and also busy with other things, such as a nonprofit orchestra that I help lead and play in, and then also finishing up some classes. So it's been ridiculously busy, and I honestly don't know how it is that I function every day. Of course, there are some days where I'm a little bit more rambunctious than others, and then there's other days where I am not so quick. I might be tired, I might be sleepy, and yes, I might put the remote control in the refrigerator. It's happened. I always used to think that I would be the type of person that doesn't put the keys in the fridge. I did not put the keys in the fridge, but only because I didn't have a car. If I had a car at the time, keys would have been in the fridge. I know it. I just know it. But years down the road, now that I actually do have a vehicle to drive, I've not done it yet. So here's hoping, fingers crossed, that I don't put the keys in the fridge. So fingers crossed. I have been just crazy busy. And because I've been so busy, I've not been able to record much. I've not been able to do all the video and editing and photography work that I've wanted to do. So it's been pretty difficult, but I still have my eye on the prize. I'm still trying as best I can. Yes, some projects might take a little longer than others, and I use that term loosely because sometimes they take an awfully long time. But then again, so does the editing process. For anyone that does creative work or any creators out there, you understand the struggle when it comes to having to work on something. And when you have a deadline, it's hard. When you don't have a deadline, it might be a little bit harder. And that's just because you have the freedom to just keep going and keep focusing on that one little thing that you want to fix, but you can't I don't know, you just can't spend so much time on it because then your project result is going to be delayed even more. So that being said, deadlines are kind of good, but not when you have people that are coming after you for some serious talks. That's never a good situation. Learn that the hard way. Never again. But I digress. Sometimes it's not even a matter of getting stuff in at the deadlines. Sometimes it's actually a matter of not having the proper equipment. So that brings us to our first topic today, which is if you're going to do something, make sure that you have some equipment that you can work with. Doesn't have to be high end, doesn't have to be name brand, doesn't have to be the most awesome software or hardware in the market for whatever industry that you're working with, but you just have to have something, if anything. In the beginning, I'm still in the beginning, quite honestly, and I don't have a whole lot. I have a microphone that is stationary and it doesn't fit inside the arm that I bought, which connects to my desk, so that's a lot of fun. But it's sitting on top of like a really cool wooden quote thing that you hang on the wall. Yes, I do have those things. I do like those quotes, and I challenge anyone that makes fun of people that have quotes on the wall to a duel on an Etch-a-Sketch at 5 meters away. You name the time and the place, and I'll be there. That being said, duel issued. Okay. Now, going back to what we were just talking about when it comes to equipment, let's go back to the 90s. Back in the 90s, I'm not even that old, whatever. I'm 37, by the way, in case you're wondering. So back in the early 90s, when Microsoft was all we knew, most of us didn't know any better. Microsoft Paint, Microsoft Movie Maker, that was the thing, and it was free, right, if you had a computer. So I used to spend hours and hours and hours on Microsoft Paint. Well, I became pretty good as a Microsoft painter. I was quite the ninja. And then that just taught me how to be resourceful and how to work with the tools that I had. And then I started using Windows Movie Maker because I just had this insane, innate love for making movies. So I made this really weird kind of, I guess, animation, if you want to call it that. And it had this little kid who wakes up in a dream state, right? And he's there in his bed. This alien comes to the window, and the alien says, like, you need to come with me. You need to see this. So, of course, he didn't ask why, didn't ask for any references. The kid gets out of bed, and he gets in the spaceship. Spaceship goes off. They're going around this solar system. They get to this alien's planet, and he sees that they need help. So he's like, okay, I'm going to help you guys. Well, as they're devising a plan and they're about to get things going, the kid, wakes up from his dream. And, of course, nothing in the room is amiss. Everything is fine. The window's open, but everything is fine. And so I put that little movie to music from The Flaming Lips. The song was, it wasn't Do You Realize? Oh, okay. It was Hypnotist. That's what it was. But it was super cute. And that was probably the first little movie, dare I say, that I made. Years before that, my brother and I used to make music on recorders, cassette recorders. If you don't know what it is, really sad for you, because it was the best way to edit your own stuff with cassette tapes. And it was just really difficult, and you had to have such precision to be able to record things off the radio and then layer that on top of another song with like a dual deck situation. So it taught us how to be resourceful, again, with next to nothing, because we were poor. We were We were really, really poor. But that's all right, because, it gave us the tools to be who we are now, and it is A-okay. So nothing wrong about that. We made these mixtapes. I used Microsoft Paint. I used Windows Movie Maker. All of these things I did to kind of lay a foundation, so to speak. And then outside of that, I was constantly just living inside my imagination. I was listening to music, any kind of music. Didn't matter if it was classical, if it was Spanish music, if it was rap. I listened to everything, rock. I listened to country every now and again, but only by force. And then as I grew up, I listened to it maybe a little bit more, but only for nostalgia purposes, pretty sure. The day that I heard that one country singer have that song, it was like a club-like sounding song, something Shake It For Me or something, I don't even know. But the day I heard that, I said, no, I'm sorry. I can't do that. Ugh, gross. Anyway, so, having grown up with next to no equipment has made things both.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Interesting, colorful, but also very difficult. I mean, even now, I'm 37, and I took probably maybe a 15-year hiatus. Some things happened back when I was working for a independent international film festival, and I had to take a step back. I got very sick and had to take a step back. So it took me a really, really long time to get back into wanting to have anything to do with film or video or music. So it was really hard. But once I did get back to it, I remembered that as a child, I used to live in my imagination, and I used to listen to music in my head on the radio, and I used my mind's eye like you wouldn't believe, and I still do. And what I would do is I'd close my eyes, I'd listen to that music, and then I would just build these amazing stories inside my head, whether I was a character or not, didn't matter. I was just making these awesome, wonderful stories and films in my head, if you can close your eyes and imagine that. So close your eyes, close the peepers, and just, look at the black under your eyelids, unless it's daytime and you're in the sun, and then in that case it's orange. Just think of something, anything, place, person, whatever. And also, by the way, you want to have some music playing in the background. So that first, put on your music. All right, you good? Good. Close your eyes and then let the music play, and then just wait for an idea or something, maybe a memory, just something to come to you. And then use your imagination and just kind of build that into something else. Whether it's like another story or another connected memory, just kind of build that and build a montage or build a story, a film story, something, and just keep going. At the end of that, you've just created this film or this, series of shots within your head. Open your eyes. Wasn't that remarkable? I think it is. I think that's something, it's quite something actually. I still do it, and I highly recommend it. If you don't do it, then definitely start doing it now. Do not do it while you're driving. That's a bad idea. You can even do it with your eyes open if you get good enough, but just keep using your mind's eye and your imagination, and I assure you the creativity will flow. As it pertains to equipment, though, I have a little bit of equipment, not a whole lot, not what I would like. If I did, I would be using it, that's for sure. Maybe not as frequent as I want, but it'll get there. So work your daytime job, pay your bills, and then after the day job is done, get to doing what it is that you love best. If you love creating art, video, sound, anything at all, just do it. I promise it's going to be worth it. And I know in my heart of hearts that it's going to be worth it all. So in this next segment, we will have a little chat about getting it done and doing it now. See you in a second. Here's some music. Enjoy. back. How about that? Wasn't that an awesome song? I knew you'd like it. I really did. And it's my hope that in the future I can bring music from artists that we don't even know. They're not signed, they're just independent, music loving fools that just want to play music. So this is a casting call, or an open call, I guess, to any musicians out there. If you want to have your music played on air, send it to me. Send it to Vanessa The Vivacious at gmail.com, and I will put your music on the show. Maybe we'll even do an interview at some point. That would be great, right? But yes, if you're a musician in a band, send me your music via email and we'll put it on show. If you are even a classical musician, send me that music. I will play it, because the show is all about playing things of all genres. And if you're country, I will play it if it wins my heart. It's not that hard. So just so long as it's not club country, I just can't. I'm sorry. There are a few things that I just can't do. Club country is one of them.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Other one is not going near the toilet tank thingy when it's broken. I have this crazy irrational fear and I don't know why. And then the other one is looking inside the pipelines in front of my house. Like when they dig up the ground to repair the pipes, I cannot look in the hole. I just can't. It just freaks me out. Pretty sure I have like a low grade of claustrophobia or something. I just can't do it. So there's a few other things on that list, but being afraid of taking chances, ooh, it's not quite one of them. But as I've found in these later years, it has become that way, and I don't know why. I know that I have put myself out there in school. In school, I do television and radio broadcasting production things, and I'm out of my comfort zone because I'm in a setting where it has like an actual TV studio, and so it's very cool, and I love the instructors. I think they're wonderful people and wonderful guides as mentors, but it's also an area that I don't know very well. So TV stuff, we all watched it as children. We all appreciated the Hogan Family, Facts of Life, Full House, Family Matters, TGIF, right? Holla. Anyway, I just cannot describe. I just don't know what happened. I know that in my early teens, I was so out there, and I distinctly remember somebody really close to my sister at the time saying, I don't know what it is, but she has it. And I thought that was the most wonderful compliment I'd ever heard in my life at that point in time. And it really got me through a lot in the future. So after that, once I went to college, I was by myself, and so my confidence kind of shriveled a little bit, but then it got built back up when I met some friends, and then it got built back down because, you know, let's be honest, some men are oppressive when it comes to relationships. Not all of them, so don't come at me, but some are, and it just became the case that I just withered into like that dried raisin in the sun. I really did, but also, you know, to my defense, I got sick, and so I had to deal with that. We'll talk about that another time, but anyway, long story short, I got ill, and then life happened, years and years and years. Like I said, I took a huge break from radio, TV, film, media as a whole, and it was really, really hard for me to watch movies. I couldn't even watch movies. I couldn't I couldn't because I was looking at somebody else doing something that I wanted to do. That when I was young, and aside from wanting to sing, I wanted to make films and movie related things and videos, and I just wanted that so bad. So seeing it done by somebody else just broke my heart every time, and I just couldn't watch. So that took a lot from me. Now, years later, I decided that I wanted to go back to school, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity because this program just fell in front of my face, and I said, that's where I'm supposed to be. Then I walk in the studio and I have that feeling again, that rush of power, that surge of excitement. I don't know what, but it just comes over me. And I'm telling you, it comes over me every single time that I walk into that studio. I have that rush wave that just comes to me and goes over me. And then I just say, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where something is supposed to happen. So I'm really hoping that something clicks while there and it just all falls together and it just all fast tracks forward into just an awesome career in everything that I do. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be stuck in just one area, if that makes sense. I've been asked repeatedly, what do I want to do per se in the industry? Am I going to be just a film director? Do I want to do cinematography? Do I want to do just editing? What do I want to do? Am I trying to be talent? Am I trying to be both? And I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. What I do know is that I don't want to do just one thing. I never have done just one thing. And maybe if I did, or I guess I did when I was like 12. I played the flute. That was all I ever did. But I've never, since then, I've never done just one thing. I've always done so many things. And I think that my brain just has a capacity to do so many things at one time. And I don't get tired. I get super excited when I succeed. But I also get very, very pissed off when I don't, if that makes sense. So once I got into school, my confidence started coming back. I kind of felt like I knew what I was doing a little bit anyway. And then something just told me, and I'm not sure if it was me telling myself or maybe it was an instructor that inspired me. Not 100%, but I just did it. I just did it. Some people that I happen to attend class with, or some people in the community, ask me like, how did you get started? Or how did you just fall into an awesome internship with a cool YouTuber? How'd you do that? And the honest answer is I just did it. I didn't even think about it. I just did it. And nowadays I kind of find myself like a little iffy when it comes to trying things that I haven't done. And I don't know what that is, that trepidation or that hesitance. I wish I knew how to just make it just shove off because it wasn't there before. And I can't even retrace steps to find out where that came about because it's not me. So why is it there? But as far as like some things that I've got to work on, that I've had a privilege to work on, I had an awesome internship that I applied for. I want to say it was like the first week of my classes that I started taking in 2020. And I reached out to this particular person and I loved their videos and I reached out and said, what the hell? So I reached out and I asked her if there was ever any internship opportunities. And she said, what's your experience? And I replied, well, I haven't done a whole lot, but I'll tell you, I have a lot of heart, a lot of determination. I will learn and I will work hard. That is what sets me apart, Miss Ma'am. And so we did an interview and then she said, yeah, let's do this. And so I interned for a good amount of time. And then I got to establish my DBA and I did freelance work for her. And that was good. And then I decided that I needed to focus on some other areas. So I made sure to complete my time and then let her know that I was not going to be available. So other things that I've worked on, I have a really, really awesome platform with a community orchestra that I love so much. I love them so much. I'm all about music, right? So I have this orchestra that I'm a part of, a member. I joined as a flute player. And then, you know, by crazy happenstance, I got to become the president of the orchestra. And while it is crazy at times as far as programming, planning, funding, operating, just a lot of work. It doesn't feel like work all the time because we love it so much, and I love it so much. I love seeing things that we've planned a year in advance come into fruition and have tons of people clapping and loving that experience. That's the ultimate high is just watching all of these amazing community persons come together to hear our music and then love it. That's just everything. Having them enjoy art, it's everything. So by leading the orchestra, I'm able to also utilize my creative skills as a creator to do video, to do editing, to do graphic design, to do all kinds of things. And I'm so honored to do that for them. I actually donate my time for free. Everything that I do for them, all of the hundreds of man hours that I do, as far as editing, graphics, video, promoting, marketing, I do that all for free for them because I love the arts so much. I love music so much, and I love that orchestra to you know, I just love them. Anyway, so long story shorter, I just did it. That's how I did it. I just did it. And there are lots of things that I've yet to do, lots of things that I've yet to try. And that little weird hesitance thing that's there, that pesky little thing that's there, it really tries to mess with me sometimes. And I think I just gotta say quit it or shut up. Just need to tell it to shut up, just like sometimes I tell a certain somebody for no reason. But yeah, so that is where we are. If you find that you yourself are hesitant in something, but if you also know you have a deep conviction for it and you really love it, then you just got to do it. Who cares if you look like an idiot? Who cares if you fail? Because God's honest truth, if you get back up and try again, you're going to know what not to do, and what to expect. So it's really hard to do something a first time around. But if we don't do it the first time, then we'll never have done it. And we won't have that experience to fall back on or to learn from. And then what if you get it right? What if you do a really good job at something? What if you do so amazing that it leads to other projects or productions? What if you succeed? So maybe instead of saying, I can't do it, or I don't think I can do that, how about we just flip it on its head and say, you know what? What if I succeed? Listening to Vanessa the Vivacious show with your host, Vanessa the Vivacious. So can you believe that we've been at this for a little while today? Like, I honestly thought that I wasn't going to have any material, that it was going to be like super awkward, but it wasn't, right? Right? I wish you could give me some assurance, but hey, you know what? I'm going to take this one, bud. I'm going to assure myself. So yeah, all right, self-sufficiency. What do we learn today? We learned to just do it. We learned where I've been, and we've also been welcomed. It's always been my little moniker, so to speak, to say welcome, welcome, welcome. And you know what? I'm going to keep doing it because that's just how I do. Join us next time for a brand new episode. I promise it will not be too long. Scout's honor. Come at me with that Etch-a-Sketch. I dare ya. Be sure to check out other podcasts on Apple. Oh, by the way, if you listen to my older stuff, you're going to hear a lot of bad quality. That's just due to gear that I didn't have, but hey, I may do. If you understand it, great. If not, hey, it's okay. I don't know that I will ever re-record it again. I probably will, just to clean it up, because you never know who's listening. But also, if you hear the other stuff, okay, great. Be sure to like, share, and follow. I'm on Facebook with my show, and pretty soon I will throw out an Instagram and Twitter for it, but you can actually find me already on Instagram and Twitter. With Twitter, I am Vivacious_1 ONE. Instagram, it is Vanessa The Vivacious, and then Facebook is Vanessa The Vivacious Show. So I'm pretty much everywhere. You can't get away from me, and if you do, I'm gonna find you, okay? Enough of that. Wow, I didn't mean to go there. That was very Fatal Attraction. But anyway, I mentioned earlier that I was going to share with you some pretty awesome companies that have been present today, not for monetary reasons, though, hey, maybe in the future. I did use Epidemic Sound for the music tracks. Musicians, be sure to send me your music so that way we can get you on air. VanessaTheVivacious@gmail.com. And then I also used a little bit of Envato Elements. If you don't have Envato Elements, you need it, because it is a huge library full of resources for pretty much every project. I know I've been able to use it for a ton of projects, and it's yet to fail me, so have at it. I've also been using Rode for our microphone. I love Rode so much. You should too. So check us out next episode. Vanessa The Vivacious. Like, share, follow on all of these social media. Can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for being here. I love you. Stay safe. And remember, be vivacious.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.